course is happening. It's so bad. What is up, everybody? Dutch with D-Box Games, and today we have a super exciting episode. We are going to be going over every creature in Ark Aberration. Now, so far we know that there are 14 confirmed new creatures in Ark Aberration. It's really exciting. Now, we won't be going over the new dinosaurs. They're pretty much the old dinosaurs that just have the bioluminescent algae on their skin that makes them glow. We're not going to be going over those because they're pretty much the old dinosaurs with just a little bit of glow stuff on them. It's not that big of a deal. We're going to be going over the 14 new dinosaurs. Now, before we get into this, please don't forget, if you enjoy this video or find it helpful, to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to get more up-to-date Ark Survival Evolved content. It's going to be so awesome. Okay, now, starting off with this, I want to start off with the cool 4 new light creatures. Now, these are the 4 new light creatures that you can pick from. Now, for anybody that's actually been watching my Ark stream so far, you've seen Bulbdog. We've tamed a few of them. They're really cute and they're pretty easy to tame. If you have an aquatic mushroom, you can put that in the last inventory slot, and these things eat that up and tame so quickly. Now, meat and berries still worked with it, but it tames super slow, so you want to get the aquatic mushrooms for that one. Super easy tame. Now, moving on, we have Shinehorn. This one's a cute looking glowing goat. Now, usually these are glowing. I think the longer they sat here, they lost their glow. But these are really cool looking. Now, for the next one, this one is called Featherlight. Now, I really like the lights on this one. I like how it glows. But I'm kind of mixed up on the head of it because to me it looks like it has the head of an owl and then the butt of a peacock. I don't know. Let me know what you think. But to me, that looks like almost owlish in the face. It makes me like it a lot more. I like the face on that one a lot. I think that one's really cool. Now, this one might be my newest favorite because I really didn't see it until we made this video, but I really like it. It's a lizard called Glowtail. Now, the reason it's called Glowtail is obviously because at the tip of its tail, that's where it's glowing, and it's really freaking cool. I'm really impressed with this one. So that's all 4 of the light creatures. Definitely let me know down below in the comments which one is your favorite and which one are you the most excited about starting with. Now, I started with Bulbdog because that was the easiest one to find, but now I'm definitely going to go on the hunt for the lizard. So let me know, is it going to be Glowtail? Is it going to be Featherlight? Is it going to be Shinehorn? Or is it going to be Bulbdog that you're going to be going after first? Now that we've gone over these 4, let's move on to this next weird one over here. So next up is the Seeker. Now, the Seeker is pretty impressive looking. It's really creepy and crazy, and if you've seen the extremely popular Netflix show Stranger Things, this looks a lot like the creatures from it. Look at the mouth. When it opens it up, it looks so much like the creature from Stranger Things, but with wings. This might be something that we see in a future season. They might just pick that up. This is pretty cool looking. Now, I thought something that was a little bit cooler is that you can actually fly around on this one. It's really awesome. It's so cool that you can do that. Now, for the Seeker, it has a bite attack like all of them for the left click, and for the right attack, it looks like it might be able to pick something up. Let's try picking something up with it. Oh, nope. It's not letting me pick those up, so I'm guessing that that's actually going to do damage. Now, we're going to have to find out by taming that in our regular series to find out. Now, I won't be showing off any of the damage of any of these creatures. We're just kind of looking at them. We're showcasing exactly what they look like. They're really cool. Now, moving on to the next one. So next up we have the Naked Mole Rat, or the Roll Rat as it's called in this, and its name is definitely justified by its right click. But before we get into that, let's just take a quick look at it. Now, I think it's kind of cute. I watched Kim Possible as a kid, so I kind of have a soft spot for a Naked Mole Rat. Now, this does look like it's a Naked Mole Rat that has almost like a shell or armor on it from being in the dirt too long. Like it had a lot of dirt dried on from the sun, got caked onto its skin, and now it's kind of formed with it. So, getting on top of this thing, its left click is a bite. Like I said, most of them have a bite for their left click, but the right click is extremely impressive. It starts rolling up into a ball and bouncing around. Now, I was having so much fun with this earlier. It's a blast, and if you're looking for something to get around really fast, this is it. This is totally it. It's like an armadillo mixed with a mole rat, and it's really amazing. I might call this one Sandshrew. It kind of reminds me of that from Pokemon. Okay, so putting this super awesome one away, next up we have, right next to it, the Basilisk. This one had me so excited when I saw this. This is probably the coolest looking one in my opinion. Now, when it sits in the ground like this, it makes you kind of want to go up to it, but I promise you don't want to do that. That's the worst idea you could have. You go up to this, push on berry, and it's a giant snake. It is so freaking cool. I love it. Now, the Basilisk comes in tons of different colors. If you think that this one looks really cool, this is actually a very basic one. I have seen some that are glowing red. I have seen some that had glowing horns on them. So they come in a variety of colors. They're very awesome. This is definitely something you would want a male and female of and start breeding so that you can kind of see all the different mutations that you can get for it. So looking at the left click for this one, it's a bite with kind of a spit animation to it. Kind of neat. I like it. And for the right click, hold on, I don't know if we should do this next to the stego. It shoots out a poison bomb. Oh no, we just got everything aggroed. Oh, what did we do? Oh, the worst is happening. The worst is happening. It's so bad. Okay. It's all over. Not that bad. Not that bad. We took care of it. Okay, I think we did a pretty good job. So that is the Basilisk in a nutshell. It is really awesome. It's definitely a predator, and it likes to lay traps. Now, let's move on to the next creature. Now, next up, we have Karkinos. It's the spider-crab hybrid. A lot of people call it the crab, but if you actually get close to it, you can definitely tell it's a lot like a spider. It has the spider eyes. It kind of is moving its little mouth like a spider, and then it has all the 8 legs. Now, it does have the crab arms and has impressive attacks. Now, first off, I just want to talk about the size. This thing is ginormous. Oh, no, we're tripping for mushrooms. This is not good. We're tripping. Oh, my gosh, we're defecating and pooping. We're pooping everywhere. This is not good. Okay, hold on. Are we good? Is it going away? There it goes. Okay, I guess there's some mushrooms right there. Did not see that. So going back to size, this thing is ginormous. Definitely one of the biggest ones that I've seen besides the Reapers. We'll get to that in a second though. So getting on top of this one, let's get out of the mushrooms a little bit. This thing has some impressive moves. It can turn on a dime, which is like a scorpion. It's pretty cool. And then after zooming out, this is pretty cool. The left click is the left hand, the right click is the right hand, and if you click both, you get both hands. You get left click, right click. It's the first creature I've seen that almost feels like I'm boxing when fighting because I'm throwing the left punch, the right punch, and then both. It's really fun to do this. It's actually a lot of fun. Now, what makes this crab so rare is that it has 2 extra abilities. There's the C that can throw things. I have seen this throw people, and I have even seen it throw trikes. To throw a trike is an impressive feat, and this thing can do it. So you got to say that the C is pretty awesome. Now, the other thing that it does is it has a really cool looking jump. If you hold the spacebar, it gets in this little creepy looking position, almost like a battle position. If you let go, he just goes flying. Now, I feel like usually I can... There we go. There he goes. So you sit in this position, you let it go, and usually he'll go flying. Sometimes it seems like some jumps are bigger than others, and I don't know how to make those different. But as you can see, it seems like it was because I was in the zoomed in mode. But this thing has a huge jump on it. It's actually really cool and effective. It seems a little small, I guess, when I'm zoomed out, but it's actually really fun. See if I sit right here? I guess it is kind of small. It's not as big. But I promise when you're on the ground, this thing can leap over you like it's nothing. It's really scary. So, that's Karkinos. Moving on. Getting towards the end, we have the Ravagers. Now, if you're watching my stream this morning that I did, it was amazing, and we caught one of these. It looked kind of like this one, and I called it Bruce. Brucey. I miss him so much. He passed away. He already passed away. They're a little weak after you tame them, so be careful if you're out there trying to kill yourself to tame one of these. They're not that strong, and they are a lot stronger when attacking you. Now, when you find these out in the wild, they will have an alpha with them, and usually there's a pack of about 3 regular ones with it. So make sure you kill the alpha first, and then go and try to get some of the other ones if you can. The way that I did is I trapped them in some trees, and I did it. If you'd like to see it, I have it in my past video. Just go check it out in the channel. So, past that, these are what they look like. I wanted to show off the alpha for a second just so you get to see what it looks like and let you know the information about how they come in their pack form, because that is huge when trying to tame one of these, because I was super depressed with how quickly I lost mine afterwards. It couldn't beat a Carno. It definitely could not beat a pack of these, so you gotta be really careful. I definitely wouldn't say it's something you want to try really hard to get first in the beginning, but definitely something that looks really cool. So looking at the attacks, if I hop on one of these, it has the bite attack like everyone else, and then it actually has a swipe that does bleed damage for the right click. It's actually really neat, and I like the little dust cloud animation that it does for it. And if you see these things coming at you, the bleed damage is very insane. Make sure you stay away from these guys. It's very scary. You don't want one of these coming after you. Now, they do have a C. It growls, and it makes the other ones growl that are near it. It's kind of a neat thing. See how it works? It's pretty neat. I just thought that was really cool. So the C will howl and then make the other ones howl. It's pretty cool. So that's it for all three of those attacks. Really an awesome Ravager. It's a really neat thing, but maybe not the first tame you should go for. So moving on. Now this definitely has to be everyone's favorite. I have seen so many people freak out about this, and I swear this is the second one we spawned in. It has to be the most gorgeous one. I can't wait. This is the infamous Rock Drake. This thing is so amazing looking. Look at the rainbow tips to the feathers, the crazy teal blue with orange. It's amazing looking. This is so gorgeous. It is definitely the best looking one that I've seen. So when getting on the Rock Drake, the left click is a bite, just like all of the other ones. The right click's a little bit more complicated, and the C is the invisibility. A lot of people have been talking about how awesome the invisibility is. Now, you can find them in the wild as invisible, so make sure that you're kind of looking out for these, because that is a pretty scary thing. It almost makes me feel like you're hunting Predator or being hunted by Predator. It's really, really scary. All you gotta do to get out of that is push C again, and you're out of it. Now, the one thing you need to make sure you keep in mind is if you're looking at the screen, if I push C, watch how fast my stamina is dropping at the top right of the screen. It's dropping pretty quick, and that's something you're going to need to think about, because when I climb on walls or do anything like gliding, that takes a bit of stamina too, so you don't want to be using these at the same time. If you're trying to hide from somebody and you're invisible and on a wall, make sure you're not over water, because you might be losing your Rock Drake. These are horrible swimmers, and if they do not have stamina, it is the end for your Rock Drake. Now moving on from that, the right click is a little bit more complicated. It kind of controls the way these things work. So you're climbing on the walls, and then you can switch to gliding, but it's almost like they're moves. So if I'm right clicking, I can right click to where I'm climbing on walls, and then I can also right click to a form where I'm not climbing on walls, but I have this awesome jump glide. Now I can kind of have both. If I do a glide, I aim at something, like for instance this wall, and then I right click, I catch the wall, and then I can aim at something again and jump to it, right click and glide. So you can kind of use them, but you have to again watch out for stamina. It's a huge thing with the Rock Drake. It's definitely not as overpowered as what I thought it was from some of the previous videos where I saw it climbing around a lot. It might take a little bit longer to actually get the stamina up to where it needs to be, to where it can actually achieve all those things. Alright, so that pretty much sums up the Rock Drake. Really awesome. The glide is amazing. It does have the C for invisibility, so it has 3 moves like some of the other big ones. So, moving on to the next creature. Alright, next up, this is the Reaper King. So to summon the Reaper King, you're gonna need the Nameless and the Nameless minions. Now, it's easy to tell them apart because the Nameless will be a glowing, bigger version. The longer you keep him alive, he will summon the minions that are a smaller version of himself. Once you have about 10 of those summoned, you will see that it just takes a little bit of time, and then out of nowhere, the Reaper King will be summoned out from the bottom of the ground. It's really cool looking. It's so awesome. So that is how you get this thing to just be summoned. It's so crazy. It's so crazy to get this thing summoned. So this is the one we got. I'm really loving the colors on this one. We have a purple fin with orange and black. If I got to keep this one, I would call it Pumpkin. I love it so much. Or maybe Tiger. I don't know. I'm really loving it. It's so cool. So it takes a lot to get them. The minions are pretty cool looking. And overall, the king is pretty cool. Now, there is a Reaper Queen that we also don't have that one, because that one was kind of like just the exact same thing, but we could not figure out how to get that one to spawn in. So taking a look at the moves for this one, it has a bite with a little bit of spit action, kind of like the Basilisk. I think this one looks a little bit cooler myself. And then for the right click, let me make sure I'm not pointed towards anybody. It has a really awesome poison tail. Now, if you look at it, it shoots these poison balls, and it shoots quite a few of them over an area. It's really, really neat. It's really cool, and it does like acid burn. It's a new effect. It's really cool. It's really awesome. I'm loving it. Now, this one reminds me a lot of a xenomorph, something from the movie Alien. It reminds me a lot, especially with the tail attack. It's really cool. Oh, I did not mean to attack that. Oh, get wrecked. Get wrecked. Oh, you want to go? You want to go? You can't take this. Oh, the whole group's in on it. Look at that acid burn. The acid burn looked amazing. So that was a really cool way to show off what acid burn looks like. I'm happy that we had that little example there. But this is the Reaper King. So it does have the left click. It does have the right click. And for a C, it has a tail swipe. Kind of like a little 360 swipe. All the big ones have a third move, which I really enjoy. So this does have 3 moves, and you do get to ride on the back. It's really awesome, and I can't wait to go out and tame one of these. Now, as far as we know, to tame one of these, you pretty much find the Reaper Queen. I'm not sure if the King can do it, but we know that the Reaper Queen is confirmed to infect you through your chest, just like the Xenomorphs and Alien. And then an alien will pop from your chest, and then that will be the thing that will be tameable, and that's how you're going to get it. So that's what we know so far on those, and they look amazing. I can't believe how scary they look. And don't forget, if you pre-order this, you should have a skin for this and the Bulbdog just to wear around his helmet. So maybe wear it as a good luck charm when trying to take down the Reaper King and Queen. Now, the last 2 were a lot harder to get, so we kind of have to show them off like this. The light bug over here is a way that you're going to be gaining energy, and you're going to be using these for all of your light animals to keep their bulbs on. How I showed you earlier that their lights were off, that is what I'm talking about. They're going to need the energy from these bugs to keep their lights on in their tail or their head or wherever it may be for these light animals over here, right here, like this one, and the lizard and the Bulbdog. So that is the Glowbug. That is the second to last creature we have. And for the last creature, we're going to have to go dive into the water. So let's go. Alright everybody, so for the last one, it's Lamprey. Lamprey is an eel-like creature, and I have my scuba gear on, and we have God mode on, so I think we're pretty much ready to jump off. Oh, I hope we land in the water. We should make it, as far as I know. We should live through this. There we go. Oh, it looks really cool. Alright everybody, so after a really long time, I've spent a long time searching this whole lake. I cannot find a lamprey. I've tried really hard. I took this giant crab down there. I have scoured all through Sarcos and stingrays and everything. I can't find a lamprey. So if you can find one, please leave it in the comments where you found it so that I can put it in a video as soon as possible. This is the only one that I could not get out there. We do know what it looks like. It does look like a moray eel. It's going to be an eel that has the bioluminescent colors to it. It's going to be really cool, but it's one that we don't actually have in the video. Now, I tried spawning this thing in. I tried finding spawn codes, and I could not get it to work. I tried really hard, but we did get all the other ones, so I hope everybody enjoyed it. So let's go back to the starting point, and let's wrap this video up. Alright everybody, so that pretty much does it for this episode. We compiled all of the new creatures from Aberration. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more Ark Aberration content. We will be doing this all week long. We're going to be trying to stream at least 5 days a week. We'll be taking Wednesdays and Thursdays off if you'd like to hang out with us. So don't forget to leave me some comments down below. I'd like to know what everybody wants to start with their light creatures. Out of the first 4, which is your favorite light creature that you're wanting to start with? And out of all the new Ark Aberration creatures, which is the one that fits you the best? Which is the one that you have to tame? It's your favorite one. Don't forget, if you found this video helpful or just enjoyed it, to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to see more Ark Aberration content, we're going to be doing so much of this, so make sure you stay tuned for more videos. And don't forget, the next video we're going to be going over all the gadgets and gizmos in Ark Aberration, including the glider that everybody's been asking about. So until next time, everybody, later!